Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning, Sai.
Good morning. So, shall we start our class?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, in our last class, we have discussed Ansible, right? Ansible architecture theory. Theoretically, we have seen Ansible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, advantages of Ansible, all those things. I mean, the difference between Ansible and Chef we have discussed. So, quick recap. I'll just revise all those things once again. So, in Ansible, we have server and either you can call nodes or you can call host. So this is node 1. Official term is host. You can call node as well. That's not an issue. Node 2, node 3, or you can call this host. Okay. So this is your Ansible, where you install Ansible here. So you are going to write a code in a file called playbook, and we are going to push to nodes. Okay, it's a pushing mechanism. So it uses SSH. It uses SSH. So this is a simple basic architecture of Ansible, and already we have seen that difference between Ansible and Chef. Fine. So let's see remaining things. See here in Ansible server, okay. So see here the main configuration of Ansible is under main root directory. We have etc folder. Under etc, whenever you install Ansible in server, that's what main Ansible server, we'll get a folder called Ansible. The folder you'll get. Under this, you'll get two files. Under this, you'll get two files. Those are Ansible.cfg and another one is host. This host also we call inventory file. Inventory file. So this is Ansible main configuration file. This is a host file where you mention the list of hosts. Okay, nodes. Okay, these are two important files in Ansible. Okay, so what we'll do now, let's launch one server. So we are going to launch this Ansible server. Okay, we'll install Ansible in this, and make sure that in server only we are going to install Ansible. In nodes we are not going to install any Ansible. Why? Because by default you will get SSH in nodes. That's why Ansible installation of Ansible is not required in nodes. Only how to install in server only. Okay, so let's quickly launch one machine and we'll install Ansible in it. So go to your AWS record. Go to EC2. Okay, coming instances. So we'll launch one server first. Already we have launched it. Should say So already we launched the server, guys, in our last class. Okay. So we'll start the server. Okay, let's go inside this machine. Okay. Sudo su. Now, oh, already we installed Ansible. Fine, right? So you know, guys, how to install Ansible. Correct or not? You know, right, how to install Ansible, everyone? Can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So in our last class already we have installed Ansible. So, okay, if you want to verify the version, Ansible hyphen version. Oh, sorry. Actually, one more hyphen. Ansible double hyphen version. So here there is a version. So please remember these version phrase. Okay, sometimes they might test you, on this. And here the configuration file is etc. They are giving complete path. etc Ansible dot cog. This is main configuration file. Okay, so Python is prerequisite, for Ansible. That's why we have installed Python as well. Okay, fine. So let me open this configuration file, main configuration file. Okay, so we have unlocked inventory file as well in our last class. Fine. So if you unlock this inventory file, then only Ansible configuration file starts reading this file. Okay, we have unlocked this file. Fine. Now onwards, this inventory file come into effect. As well as we have given this one as well as sudo underscore user equal to root. Fine. Now onwards, you can give the list of hosts in this inventory file. Let's see that one. Now, okay, fine. See here. So we have total already we described. We have two files, etc under etc Ansible here. So today I'll take class till 8 o'clock, guys. 2 hours. Is it fine? Today and tomorrow. So that's COG and here hosts. Today and tomorrow 2 hours class. Okay. Yeah.
I have to plan the office again.
Actually, I have to go to office. Okay, fine. Okay.
Tomorrow, no problem. We'll schedule like that.
What?
Tomorrow we can schedule like that.
Tomorrow? Yeah, fine.
Yes,
fine.
I came here.
Okay, plan cancelled. No problem. Okay. Fine. So host. Okay, I'll take till 7:30. Okay, is it okay? Because we started late, right? Little bit. Okay, we'll see. We'll go as per the topic. That's not an issue. Okay, yeah. So host. See here, these are main configuration file. This is host. So already we have in this main configuration file we have unlocked this host. Now this host file come into effect. Now it is working. I mean, whatever you put inside this host file, Ansible the main configuration file. Now once it will start reading these things. Now in this host file, we are going to mention the list of hosts. In this host file, we are going to mention list of hosts. Okay, that's what we are going to see. See here, be very clear here. Actually, that host file, okay, will be in a sleeping mode. Okay, this ansible.cfg configuration file, okay, will not read this file. So to read this file, in this ansible.cfg, we have unlocked this host file. We have by removing the comment. That means now host file started working. Now that means main configuration file will start reading this host file. So in this host file, we are going to mention the list of hosts one by one. Okay, in this host file. Okay, so let's see how to mention the list. So for that, what we do, first we are going to launch two nodes. That's what hosts or nodes. Guys, now onwards, if I use nodes or hosts, I think both are same. Okay, so let's call them as nodes. Okay, so I'm going to launch two nodes now. Okay, I'm going to launch two nodes. So let's launch two nodes first. So launch instance. So Red Hat Linux, T2 Micro. So choose any availability zone so that both will be in a same availability zone. Now here we can run this script, guys, right? So hash estimately /bin bash. Okay, hash exclamation /bin /bash. So sudo su yum update -y. Yum update -y. Bin bash. Everything is correct, right? Fine. Okay, that's it. That's it. So that system it will take all updates. Okay, fine. Now next, add tags, give mention node. Later on, I'll change the name. Node 1, node 2. Next, so let's choose the existing security group, Ansible security group. Okay, Ansible security group. So HTTP and SSH, guys, that's it. These two ports. Review and launch. So I think I have Ansible keyword, right? Okay, yes. I acknowledge and launch instances. Go to, oh, sorry. I have taken only number one, right? I should have give number two. Oh, sorry. So I have only one machine as of now. So let's launch one more machine. So let me change the name. Ansible node 1. So let's launch one more machine, guys. Next. Here actually I forgot to give 2. Fine, no problem. Advanced variables. Mesh estimation /bin /bash. Sudo su yum update -5. Yum update -5. Okay, fine. Next. So give it tag. Ansible no 2 security groups. So choose existing security group. Review and launch. Ansible. Launch instance. Okay, so my 3 machines are running. All 3 nodes. Okay, fine. All are running. Now what we have to do, see here. Inside this host file, we are going to mention the IP addresses of these nodes, these hosts. This is server. This is nodes. So inside this host file in server, we are going to mention the IP address of these nodes one by one. Okay, then onwards, to push that configuration, we need to mention. Then onwards, that main configuration file of Ansible will read that names of these nodes and it will push that code against these servers. Okay, so in this host file, we are going to mention the names. That means here either DNS name or IP address you need to mention. So make sure here, before you mention that IP address or DNS names, we need to create a group base. For example, I'll create a group called demo. In square brackets, we need to mention the name of that group. Any name, that's up to you. Demo, DevOps, anything, that's up to you. Under that group only, you can mention the IP addresses of either IP address or DNS of these hosts. Okay. So because Ansible will not understand that name or DNS name, IP address or DNS name of nodes directly. It will understand group only. It will understand group only. Okay. So let's see here how to mention it. So go to that host file, vi/etc Ansible host. This is the host file. Here, what you do, you can see right example 1 here. So come down here under example 1. See here. You can create example 1. Okay, ungrouped host specify before any group headers. See here, what we do here. So take the IP address of first. We need to create a group, guys. So in square brackets, you mention the group name. For example, I'll mention demo. Any name, you can give any name. So here, take IP address of node 1. Guys, can someone please go on mute? I'm getting some background noise. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Ansible 1 is right. So take this private IP and private IP, guys, communication happens internally through private IP. And second machine's IP address. Ansible 6am. Click here. Now take this private IP. Okay, these two IP addresses I have mentioned here. Fine. Now see here, under I have created a group. Under that I have mentioned these two IP addresses. If you want to create one more group, you create one more group. You mention something. Under that you mention this IP address here. Under like that. Like that you can create any number of. There is no limit. Even if you mention one IP address, okay, you have to create a group. Under that only you have to mention, because Ansible will not understand IP addresses directly. Okay, you have to create a group. Now onwards, if you want to push, if you want to refer, we are going to refer group, not individual IP address. Understood? That is how it works. Now let's come out. Fine.
One question here.
Yes, please.
Can we have same IP address under two groups?
Yes. Yes, you can have. That's not an issue.
And is this group is similar to like rows in Chef?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
That's what I was about to explain. See here. Now, why we have created this group? See here. This is my server. This is my server. This is my. No, exactly. Yes, that is similar to roles in Chef. See here. I have a file called hosts. For example, this is machine A. This is this B. So in this, I have created a group called demo. I have given machine A and machine B. Now onwards, for example, see, I have grouped these two servers because these two belongs to same family. Now, if you have one more group, you can create one more group, and you can mention CD like that. Okay. Now onwards, if you want to push configuration, configuration means code, guys. Remember, if you want to push any code, so what you do, you refer this group. If you refer this group, Okay, that code will be pushed to these two servers. Okay, if you refer this group, that code will be pushed to these two servers. I mean C and D, like that. For example, here, if I refer demo, that code will be pushed to both A and B. If you refer all, that code will be pushed to each and every group and each and every server inside each and every group. Understood? If you mention all, that code will be pushed to each and every server under each and every group. Okay, that's what. Now, you might be having a requirement. Sai, I want to push code to particular server in the group. For that, take that particular group. For example, in our case, demo. Here, in square brackets, you need to mention 0. If you mention 0, the code will be pushed to first server. I mean that first node. Okay, so that indexing, the numbering starts as an array numbering. So to first node in that group. If you mention 1, that refers to second node. In our case, it's B. In our case, it's A. Like that. 1 means second one. 2 means third. 3 means fourth. Like that. If you want to refer the last host, last one, you have 1000 nodes. If you want to refer last one, that means you have to give like this, -1. -1 indicates the last one. Okay. So last but one. Then you have to mention -2. Like that. -2. Last but one. Like that. So code will be pushed to that particular host. For example, you want to push code to range. For example, first 5 servers. Then inside the group, you want to push code to first 5 servers. Then you have to create a group here. I mean, you have to mention group name here. 0:4. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. First 5 like this. It's a range. It indicates range. For example, you want to push code to 2 groups. Okay. So give a group name, one more group name. For example, test. Inside one group, first group, you want to push code to only first server. 0 and colon. In second group, you want to push code to only second node. Then like that you can give, and you can give any number of groups here. One more group, like that. Here grouping is very, very easy, guys. Unlike in Chef. In Chef, it's a very, very big concept, roles. But here grouping is very, very, very easy. Okay. So here, if you want to push code to servers, I mean nodes, randomly. For example, I want to push code to first node, 5th node, 12th node. See, in this case, this is not possible, guys. Because see, the first thing, why you are grouping? Because that's some purpose is there. Because here, these two belongs to same family. Whenever you want to push any code, you push to the complete group because all are same servers. Okay. So if at all you are choosing randomly, then what is the purpose of creating group here? Suppose if at all you have such kind of requirement, then what you have to do, you have to group these separately. So you create a group, for example, DevOps. In this group, you mention these 3 IP addresses in this host file. Okay, how much time it takes? It's hardly 2 seconds, right? Then you refer to this group. Then that code we can push to these 3 nodes. Like that we can do it. Understood, guys? It's very, very easy. Grouping and pushing code to particular server, particular group. Okay, it's very, very easy here. Understood here? I'm going to show this one practically. Any doubts here, guys?
Sai, one more thing.
Yes.
Whenever this nodes to be communicate server, the server should be same network. Server and this node should be in the same network.
Yes.
When coming to real scenario, it will work only on one VPC, which are we created for this.
No. It will work with other VPCs as well. That we are going to connect this network settings. We need to connect. So okay. You are AWS student?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So in that case, we use VPC peering.
Okay.
That's not required. One more thing is that anyways, don't worry about these things. AWS guys will take care of these things. But we can connect. That's not so big deal. Okay.
So whatever the EC2 instance we are running here, all 3 are the same subnet. Like
no need. All 3 thing is that all 3 must. you can create these nodes anywhere. No need to be in a same network, because see, we are going to set this network configuration. So in a now just in a few minutes we are going to see that one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Now see here. So for example, if you want to test that one, see here, command is Ansible or hyphen list hyphen host. Okay, see here, it should show we have given all, right? We have given all. It should show those two nodes, correct or not? That means each and every group, each and every host. Don't worry about this one. This is just duplication. Okay. So you can see that it is showing, since we have only one group called one group, and that's why it is showing that group and two nodes. For example, you want to see only particular group. Instead of all, you give that group in demo. So it will show that particular group. Since we have only one group, now also it is showing the same thing. For example, you want to see first node in that group. So command is mention the group name, and here in brackets give 0. It will show only the first node. Here it is showing the first node in that group. If you want to see second one, what do? You mention 1. So it will show the second one. See, it's the second one. Correct or not? 38 and 220. 220. Whatever. Oh, sorry. Yeah, private is 38. Fine. Now, if you want to give the range 0:1. Sorry, 0:1. So these are range we can give. Since we have two nodes only, I am giving 0 and 1. So it will take 0 and 1. If you give 0:2, 0, 1, 2, like that. And so here it is showing these both nodes. Okay. So if you want to refer the last one, what will do? -1. Okay, so like that. So -2 means last word 1. Like that. If you have multiple groups, what do you do? One more group for example, test. Like that. Okay, multiple groups. Okay. So that's how we refer these things, guys. That's how we refer. Okay, fine. Now, okay, coming to test environment, sir. Test environment. So what we have to do? This is very important concept, guys. In Ansible, setting up this test environment is very difficult. I mean, not so difficult, but it's a complex, complicated topic. See here, we have server. We have server, and these are nodes. Okay. So the communication happens. This is server. This is node 1, node 2. Communication happens. Okay, this communication. See, first thing is that this communication happens at user level, either user level or root level. Okay, so here also you have root. Here also we have root. Here also we have root in all three machines. But in companies, you won't get root privileges, guys. Just remember that one. Simply now you are running simply sudo su and you are getting root privileges. No, in companies that will not work. Even you cannot run sudo su in companies. So see, if anyone can run sudo su and they can do anything, right? So if they can do anything, then where is security here? Okay, so everyone cannot run sudo su. Okay, so for that we have complex setup is there. That's what I'm going to show now. Okay, so everyone cannot run sudo su. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here. Now I'm going to create a user in all three nodes. I'm going to create a user called Ansible. I'm going to create a user called Ansible in all three machines. Okay, I want to push the code with as in a user level, Ansible user level. See here, right now this Ansible, I'm going to create a user, guys. It's not a package. If you want to take, you can take any other name, or you can create any other user. Different users in different machines. Need not to be same, but better to take the same name. It won't create any confusion, because if you have 100 nodes, if you create multiple, if you give different users name, it's very difficult to communicate. Okay, so I'm going to create a user in all three machines. I'm going to set password for this user. We are going to see Linux concept here. This is Linux concept. We are going to set password for these machines. So see, Ansible user will be there. Here also Ansible user will be there. Here also Ansible user there. So I'm going to establish communication at user level, guys. Ansible user. So root level also I can do it, but you won't get root privileges in companies. Okay, that's why we create user and we do it in a user level, not root level. Okay, so fine. Now let's do it, guys. Just create a user in all three machines, and let's create a password in all three machines. Okay, so let me log into those two machines as well. Node 1. Okay, so I'll change the color, guys. So white and bold is my node 1. Okay, sudo. You need not to run m update, because already we have given those commands in a user data bootstrap script, right, in the box. So let's go inside node 2. Now for this also I'll change the color, and appearance also will change. I'll make it regular. So black one is my server, white and bold is my node 1, white and regular is my node 2. Okay. Fine. So verify this OS cat etc OS release. So it's Red Hat. Amazon Linux, if you take. Which AMI you have taken here for node 2? Amazon AMI. Guys, so we have taken Amazon Linux.
Yes, I.
Oh, so I was, having doubt, because once I log into this one, it was showing in a different. See, it has shown this one, right? Amazon Linux. Easy. Fine. So let me close this one. Stop this one. Node 1 is fine, right? I think node 1 I have taken Red Hat only. Let me verify. Cat etc release. Yes, here Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. Fine. So we'll remove this one. Because already you have seen it, Amazon Linux. So now launch one more machine. So take Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Next, T2 micro. So same availability zone. And here, bash exclamation / bin bash. So update. Nice. Yeah, everything is fine. Now next, give a tag Ansible node 2 Fine. Next, select this Ansible security group. Review. Launch. Choose the same key pair. Launch instance. Now, fine. My machine is ready now. So first, let me create a user in these two Ansible server as well as in these two nodes. So what is the command to create a user, guys? What is the command? How to create a user?
Add user.
Yes, yes. User add or add user. You can use anyone, any name. So first verify cat etc password. Okay, so this is a file. If you open this file, you can see the list of users. So right now these users are present inside my machine. Okay, so let's add a user. So either you can use user add or add user, both are fine. So add user and give the username. See here Ansible is user, guys. Just I'm creating one sample user. You can change the name as well. Okay, just I'm creating a user. Okay, so add user Ansible. Ansible is a username. In companies we create this user. Okay, that's why I'm showing the same thing. Okay, Ansible. I have created user. Okay. Now I need to create password. So command to create password is passwd and give the username Ansible. Okay, I'm creating password to this user. Enter. Now it is asking the password. Give the password. Now it is asking the bad password. The password is in friend room. So don't worry. You give any re-enter the password. That means it is showing that password is very weak, but that's okay. Fine. So I have created user. I have given password. Fine. Clear the screen. Now do the same thing in this second machine as well. So let me see. This machine is ready. Node 2. Okay, let it come. Still it is showing initialize. So here also create user. So add user Ansible and password Ansible. Now give the password. Fine, we have given password. Now let's go inside our third machine. Ansible node 2. Fine. Okay, so connect this one only, right? Fine. Connect. So guys, we need to change the IP address of this machine as well in that host file. Okay, just remember that one. We are going to change. Okay, so y10 regular is by node 2. So sudo su. Fine. Now create a user. Add user username Ansible. Add user Ansible. Now here also need to create password. Right? Password Ansible. Password Ansible. Now use this password. Fine. So all three machines are ready now. Now our next step is, see here. So see, if you want to install any package, this is a normal user, right? He can create normal files, folders, okay, in a current directory, okay, fine. But if he wants to install any package, if you want to uninstall any package, he cannot do that. Why? Because he doesn't have any sudo privileges now. Okay, he doesn't have any sudo privileges now. See here, let's see. I'll show that one. For example, let's go to server sudo yum install 3 minus 5. Sorry, let's switch to Ansible user. Su hyphen Ansible. Su hyphen Ansible. Now sudo. Sorry. Okay, sudo install 3 minus 5. Here, what is saying? You do not have the permission. He cannot run that sudo. Okay. What is saying? We trust you. You have received the usual lecture from the local system administrator. It usually boils down to these 3 things. Respect the privacy of others. Think before you type. With great power comes with sudo password for the Ansible. So give the password. Ansible is not in the sudoers file. See here, what is showing? Ansible is not in the sudoers file. This instance will be reported. You are understanding, right, guys? Okay, you cannot use sudo command here. You got this one, guys? Everyone cannot run. So you might be handled. See, Sai, we log in as EC2 user. That time we were able to run sudo. See, by default, the EC2 user gets sudo privileges by default. If you want, we can remove that privilege as well. Okay, everyone cannot run sudo su, and they can install, uninstall anything. Then, if it is the case, then where is security here, guys? Correct or not? So right now, this user it doesn't have any sudo privileges. You understood this point, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what we need to do? So we need to install so many packages as well, right? So we need to install packages. We need to remove the packages. Everything we need to do. So we need to provide sudo privileges to this particular user. If you want to provide sudo privileges, who can provide? Only root user can provide, guys. Okay. Only root user can provide sudo privileges. So we have a file called sudoers. That's what it was showing, right? See here. Ansible is not in the sudoers file. sudoers sudoers file. So we have a file called sudoers. Okay. So only root can open this file. Okay. Whatever the names that root mentioned here. Okay. Users names. Those users can run sudo. Those users will have sudo privileges. Understood, guys? Okay. We have a file called sudoers. Okay. Only root can open that file. No one else. Okay. Okay. Whatever names that he mentioned inside that file, those names, those users will get sudo privileges. Okay. That's how we provide sudo privileges. Okay. So to open that file, how to open vi sudoers, right? But don't use this command. Okay. It's not, good practice. Okay. So that's why Linux guys, they are giving, that they have given one command called vi sudo without space, vi sudo. If you use this command, it's the same thing. You are opening that file and you are doing some modifications. But if you use this command to open the file, it will not allow 2 users. For example, we have a root and one more person is there called Raj. He also got root privileges. Already he got root privileges. Okay, so both can edit that file. So it will not, if you open by using this command, it will not allow 2 users to edit that file simultaneously. Okay, if 2 users are editing that file simultaneously, then there might be some conflict, right? He is adding one user, that guy is removing that same user. Okay, if you open the file by using this one, anyone can edit the file simultaneously. But if you use this command, it will not allow 2 users to edit that file simultaneously. Okay, understood? So that's why they are suggesting us to open that file by using this command. Vi sudo without any space. Okay, so see here. So switch back to root user. Directly you can type exit. Okay, see here we are back to root user. Now what we do? Vi sudo. These are important configuration files, guys. Be careful while editing these things. Vi sudo. Okay, open this file. See here, these are file. These are main configuration file. Now what you do? You come down here. You can find somewhere root. Somewhere you will find root. See here, you can select root. This is the place you are going to mention the list of that users, names of that users. Those users will get sudo privileges. So take some space here. Under root, you need to mention something like this. So here, Ansible username, you need username first. And here the same thing, you mention the same thing. All equal to all. Okay, in capital letters. Give a space here. No PASSWD. No password. Colon space. All. You have to mention like this, guys. You have to mention like this only. No PASSWD. Yes. Colon all. Okay. So this is how you are going to mention the list of users. Okay. For example, if you want to mention one more user, what you do? You do the same thing. Repeat. Just change the name. For example, Raj. So these two users can run sudo. These two will have sudo privileges. Okay. So in our case, we have only one user. That's why I'm going to remove this one. Okay. Ansible all equal to all. No password. Colon all. Fine. Now,
What is this no password?
that's how we have to mention. I mean, no password in the sense, you should not ask for the root password. That's the thing here.
Okay.
Because if you want to get root privileges, you need root password, right? Okay. So you should not ask for the root password. That's why we are giving it.
Okay.
Now, come out. Fine. So do the same thing in all machines, guys, because that user is there in all machines, right? So do the same thing in all machines. A sudo. Sorry. A sudo. Now come down. Yeah, here you can see right root. Now, Ansible. Okay. Now, no password. All. Okay. Fine. Now say, let me copy this one because I'm going to run this one in that machine as well. Now do the same thing in third machine as well. A sudo. Okay, Ansible all no password. Fine. Come out.
I have one question here.
Yes, please.
So we are creating here a user and giving the root permission. So this can be do by shape, right?
This can be I didn't get you.
So here we are creating the users on all these nodes, right?
Yeah.
So for this, can we use the shape?
Yeah, very well. Very well we can use.
Okay. But
We can
we
use-
cannot do this changing the password or editing that sudo file, right?
These pseudo files also, I mean, these configuration files also we can edit. What we do, we push this file itself directly.
Okay.
We create file and we push that file.
Mhm.
Okay, that we can do it. We can do it. That's not an issue.
Okay.
But whatever we are doing, it's only one-time effort. That's why when we purchase any node, okay, so we do it only once. This is only one-time effort.
Okay.
We use that chef and Ansible these to do the task which are repetitive in mode. Okay, mostly. If it is one-time effort, then directly we can use it, right? On the same day, you won't purchase 1,000 machines, right? Okay, like
Yeah.
so we have created password. Now, see guys, that means now we can run sudo. So let's see that same thing. So sudo, sorry, su hyphen. And so to switch to user, this is a command here. Su space hyphen space Ansible. Now we log in as Ansible right now. Now you can run sudo yum install free -5. See here, now it is taking the updates, right? So that means the Ansible user got sudo privileges. Fine. Now, next thing. So let's go back to root. See here, the next step is we need to establish SSH connection. We need to establish SSH connection. By default, you cannot SSH into these machines, guys. By default, you cannot SSH into these machines. If you want to verify, you can verify. See here. So if you want to SSH into some other machine. So what we do first, we'll change that host file, guys, because we might forget later on. So VI, we need to change the IP address, right? Because we have launched a new machine. etc Ansible host. Let's change the IP address of this machine. Node 2. So my node 2 IP, private IP is this one, 235, right? Now it's okay. So everything is fine. Come on. Node 1 is 38. Now see here. Okay, fine. So if you want to establish connection, if you want to do SSH to other machine, you cannot do that one. Verify SSH. Even though you are root user, see, even though you are root user, you cannot do SSH. Let's see SSH. You take any nodes, okay, node 1, private IP. I have taken this one. Now paste here. Enter. Yes. Enter. What is showing? Permission denied. Even though at root level, it is showing permission denied. By default, you cannot SSH into any of these Linux machines. For that, we need to do some modifications. Because see, later on, we are going to push a lot of code, right? Okay, through SSH only. Now here itself, it is showing error, right? Then how can we push that code? Understood? So we need to connect, we need to establish that SSH connection. Okay, we need to establish SSH connection. So for that, what we have to do, we have a file called SSHD. See here, we have a file called SSHD _config. We have a file called SSHD _config. We need to open this file. So we need to open this file means we need to use VI. But where is this file? We need to do some modification in that file, guys. Okay. So, but where is this file? This file is under SSH folder. This file is under SSH folder. But where is this folder SSH? It is under etc. So where is etc? It is under main root. Okay. VI etc SSH SSHD _config. Okay. _config. Now open this file. Now these are also main configuration files. Here we need to do some modification. Okay. So scroll down. Here you can see, right, one thing. Permit root login. You can see this one, right? Permit root login. You need to uncomment this one. It is in comment state. That means it is right now root doesn't have any login privileges to other machine. Okay. So that's why we need to uncomment this. Now onwards we can log into other machines. Apart from that, if you scroll down, see here, password authentication, it is showing yes, right? But it's a commented. We need authentication, password authentication. Should be able to ask for the password. So, but it is in a commented state. What we do? Remove the comment and here password authentication. No, it is showing, right? You give comment here, like that. We have removed comment here, and we have commented this one. That's it. Now let's come out of this one. Only 3 lines. Come on, double. Now we need to restart the service, guys. Then only this, SSD things come into the effect. What are the modifications that you did in that file will come into effect after restarting the service. Service of SSHD is, okay, I'll show the command. To start the service, what is the command service? Okay, SSHD. Right now it is running already, but we have modified the file, right? So we need to restart this service. Restart. Service SSHD restart. Yes. Now onwards, these modifications, whatever you did, those modifications will come into effect. Now do the same thing in all machines, guys. Quick. Now scroll down. So see here, permit root login. Yes, right. Uncomment. And password authentication, uncomment this one. And here, comment. Now restart the service. Yes. Same, do the same thing in third machine as well. Uncomment. Now here, remove this comment. Now here, add the comment. Now start the service. Service SSD. Restart. These are pure Linux concepts, guys. This will help you a lot in your entire career. Okay, just remember these things. Okay, so to establish SSH connection, by default you cannot do that. You need to modify this file. Now verify, guys. Now can you able to SSH on? Now verify. See here, SSH. Okay, what's the IP address of that node? Okay, node 1, this one, right? Now verify. Before that, okay. So let's mention this one IP address. Now it is asking root for the root password. For root, we didn't set any password, right? So now what we'll do, let's come out. So we have password for Ansible user, right? So what we'll do, switch to Ansible user. So we can set password for root as well. Okay. So right now I'm Ansible user. Now do the same thing because Ansible user can SSH into other machine. Okay. Enter. It is asking for the yes. Enter. See what is the password of Ansible? See, it is a password of. It is a password of that Ansible. Let me show you. See here, I'll explain this one. See, where are you now? Yes, right now, where are you now? In a node. See, earlier you were in server. Right now you are in node 1. See here, 38, right? See, this is node 1, 38. Like that. So that's how you can switch. Now you are inside node 1. For example, here if you want to create any file. So if you create any file, in a current directory, touch file 1. Okay, you have created file. Here also it's switch to Ansible user, guys. So Python Ansible. Okay, now touch file 1. Now do ls. You have file 1. Now if you do ls here, you can see the same file 1 here. Okay, got it. So that's how system admin they used to do. They used to provide SSH connection. Then they used to take the remote session of those machines like this. They used to do all activities. Suppose if you are installing anything here, that is indirectly you are installing in node 1. Okay, so that's how we do it. Understood, guys?
Sai, one doubt here.
Yes, please.
You connected to SSH, right? Okay. It's asking for password. Is this for remote system Ansible user password or local
Yes.
system?
It's a remote system Ansible that password. Okay, because you are going inside that machine, right? See, you are going inside that machine. Without that user's permission, how can you go inside that machine? Correct? So that's a remote machine's user's password. Okay. Now, see here. Okay. So every time if you want to do SSH, okay, let's come back to server. See here. Right now you are back to your server. Fine. Now, one more thing, guys. One more thing you have to do it. Now every time it is asking for the password. Every time it is asking for the password whenever you try to connect. Now if you want to push any code, guys, can someone please go on mute? Okay. So now if you want to push any code, if it asks for the password every time, then it won't work, right? Every time, how can you give the password, right? So what we do, we need to remove that password. Here we have provided SSH connection with password. Now we are going to remove that password. Remove password. That means If you want to push any code now, you should not ask for the password of that user. Directly, you should be able to push. Okay. Wait, just 1 second, guys. I'll be back. Just 1 second. Okay. So every time you push the code, it should not ask for the password, guys. Correct or not? So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to remove that password. Okay, we are going to remove that password. See, you can verify. See, if at all you want to connect to other machine, you are asking for the password. See here, we are giving password every time. You should not ask for the password, right? So let's come back. Now, how to remove that password? Okay, see here. If you want to remove the password, we have a concept called passwordless authentication. Also, we call trust relationship. So, anyone from Linux background, guys, here? Anyone? Linux admin background? No one? Okay. See here, we have a concept called trust relationship. That means if you want to push anything from server to node, you should not ask for the password. That is what trust relationship. So what we do here, we are going to generate two keys here. We are going to generate two keys. One is public key, one is private key. We are going to copy this public key to this machine, the same public key to this machine as well. So whenever you try to push any code, this private key will be authenticated with this respect to public key. Okay, and communication happens automatically. The same for the lock and key, both are same, right? Okay, so that's why automatic communication will be established. It won't ask for the password. Okay, so public and private key. This, this is set, right? One pair, right? The same public key we are copying here. So if you try to push anything, the public key will be authenticated with the private key, respect to private key, and that communication will be established. You should not ask for the password. That is what we are going to do. Understood, guys? So for that, first we need to generate these keys right here. Generate these keys. So let's do it. Now how to create these keys? Command is here. Now see here. sh-keygen. sh-keygen. Enter. Now don't give any things here. Enter. It is asking a file where you want to save this one. So if you don't give anything, that will be stored in a current directory only. Okay. So see, in this level, you will find this file. If you want to change, you can change that one, those keys, but make it like that only. So that files will be under this level. Now it is asking for the passphrase. Okay. So one more protection. If you want to give one more protection on top of these keys, you can give, but don't give anything. No need. It is asking for the re-enter of that one. I'm not giving it. That's it. See here, we have generated the keys. How to verify the keys? ls-j. In that, you can find a folder called .sh, right? Let's go inside .sh, cd .sh. Now do ls. You can find these two files, id_rsa, id_rsa.pub. Pub means public key and id_rsa means a private key. Now what we need to do, we need to copy this public key to other machines. We need to copy that public key to other machines, I mean that nodes. So for that, they have given a command called, directly we can copy, guys, that we need to open this file, we need to copy this content, we need to go there, we need to create one more file. Actually what happens here, see here, this is my server, this is my node, for example, one node. So this file is right, you open this file. If you open that file, you will get a lot of content here. You copy that content, you go inside this machine, you create a file called authorized_keys. underscore keys. Inside this, you need to copy this content. It's a lot of headache, is a lot of headache. So if you do even a small mistake, authentication won't happen. So that's why this Linux guys, they have given one user-friendly command. Okay, user-friendly command. If you run the command, automatically that copy will be created and everything will be done. Okay, everything will be done automatically. So the command is ssh-copy-id. sh-copy-id. What is the username of that node? Ansible @ what is the IP address of that machine? See here, take node 1. This is a private IP. Now paste here. Okay, sh-copy-id. Ansible, that username of that node, guys. This is a username of that node @ the IP address of that node. Enter. For the last time, it is asking for the password. For the last time, because you are going inside the machine for the first time, right? Okay, for the last time, it is asking for the password. So give the password of that node's user. Now, what is showing? Number of keys added. It has added the key, right? It has copied. Now, do the same thing to other node as well, right? So user is same. So change the IP address. So go to node 2. Take that IP and paste it. That's it. Yes. For the last time, it asks for the password. Use the password of node 2's Ansible user. Yes, it has copied. Now, if you want to verify the connection, so here also go to Ansible. Ansible. Fine. Now, if you want to verify the connection, see here. Now try to SH into other machine. Here, this is a command, right? This one. Right now I'm in my server. Now I want to SH into my node. See here, SH node 1 IP address. Enter. Where are you now? In node 1, right? Is it asking for the password? No, it is not asking for the password. Now I'll show that one where it got saved. Here, ls-a. You can find one .sh. This folder will be created automatically. Okay, if you run that command. So go inside this folder, cd .sh. If you do ls, you can find a file called authorized_keys. If you open this file, guys, don't open with vi, guys. You should not edit this file. If you make small mistake, then authentication won't happen. That's why use cat, so that you cannot edit. Authorized_key. These are key that we have copied from there and we have added here. Okay, that is how it works. Now come back. Okay, so same in node also same thing. Now if you want to see here, right now you are in node 1. Now come back to server. So let's try to go inside node 2. What is the node 2 IP address? This one, right? Okay. See here, enter. See here, where are you now? Node 2. Got it? So that's all. Again, come back. So now it is not asking for the password, right? Okay. So like that. Understood, guys? That is how we remove that password. Now what we have done here so far, see here, we have created Ansible user. We have created password. We have given password to that user. Because see, if you observe carefully, you might be having doubt. So you can establish root to root, trust relationship, root to root. You can establish, see here, the trust relationship, you can establish trust relationship on the same level. Either root to root, either normal user to normal user. The same thing happens, right? Trust relationship happens. That talks happens at the same level, right? For example, the Prime Minister of India will not talk to any Chief Minister of other country, right? He will talk to Prime Minister on the same level. That's what we call counterpart, right? Okay, so the talks happens at the same level. So same thing here also, trust relationship you can establish on the same level, either root to root or user to user. You cannot establish root to user or user to root. We cannot do that. Okay, so anyways, you won't get root. You cannot log in as a root, right? That's why we are not using root. Now we have established trust relationship at root level, Ansible user level. Okay, so that's what trust relationship. Now, for anything, if you want to push from server to node, you can do it without any password, but not vice versa. If you want to push anything from node to server, you cannot do that. Why? Because it's only one-way communication. If you want to do in a reverse way, reverse as well, what you have to do here also, you need to create the keys, public and private. that private key you need to paste here again. That's it. Then two-way communication happens like that, but it's not required because see, we are going to push code from server to node only. Now we are not going to pull any code from node to server, right? That's why that's not required. Got it? So what we did today, I have created Ansible user. I have given a password to this user in all three machines. Now I have given sudo privileges to this user in all three machines. Now I can able to establish connection. I can able to SSH into other nodes, but it is asking for the password. Now I have removed the password. I have removed that password by using the trust friendship. That this I have done it only in my server to nodes. That is what we did. Understood, guys? Any doubts in today's class? It's a pure Linux concept. You should know these things, guys. You should know. In Chef, we didn't do all these things because by default we got that Chef client that that taking care of everything. Any doubts here, guys? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So please do practice these things, guys. Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue, and yeah, tomorrow we'll